I've pretty much covered all of Ryan Nicholson's movies that not SRS, Unearthed Films has done since they started releasing these Blu-rays of his films. I believe Famine was the only one I didn't do a video for, but it's on the website, zombiestartrun.net. Now, the latest release is Torched. Now, there's no bones about this. Torched is a short film. It's 44 minutes long. In the old days when it was released, I believe it was actually part of like an anthology, like a women's revenge anthology called something else, Hell Have No Fury or something like that. And that was like where a lot of people first seen Torched. But of course now you can kind of pass shorter films off as full-length films somewhat these days. So that's why Torched finds its way to Blu-ray from Unearthed Films. And before we get into the actual gist of it, I will say there's three versions on here. There's the widescreen HD version, which looks okay for what it is. We've addressed how these Ryan Nicholson movies look for the most part on Blu-ray, especially the ones from this time period. This one coming from the, when is this one? 2004. There's the widescreen version, like I said, it's HD. There's the full screen original version that's unaltered because the movie was shot originally to be full screen. And then there is the XXX version, which always seems to find its way into these Ryan Nicholson movies, but this one particularly, when the chick gets raped, it's just a close-up of genitals, which is pretty much what they did in Gutter Balls. You know, it's a woman's private and a man's private, and I don't know if it's legit or fake or what they're using there, but it's real enough they got triple X rating on it. But nonetheless, let's talk about Torched. Torched is about a woman who gets raped pretty much in the opening minutes of this movie, and it messes her up. Messes her up pretty bad. She's having trouble at work. A burglar comes in her house, and where she's already traumatized from the rape, she zaps him, and then she proceeds to kidnap him and torture him. And throughout the movie, she's kind of having a slow descent in the madness. Meanwhile, she, in between, takes time to torture the guy. And there is some graphic torture scenes here, especially dealing with the men's private area, which makes me squirm. Even when you realize it's fake and it's prosthetics, it looks so good. Like, this has really good gore, really good effects. It looks so good that it will make you squirm. And it goes on and on for an uncomfortable amount of time, and that's probably the highlight of this movie. And of course, there's a little bit of a twist near the end and all that, and there's more violence. This thing, I wish it was full length. I wish it had just been long enough to be a full length movie. But for what it is, it's fine. Maybe I kind of wish they'd release the old whatever movie they released with it when they did the anthology release back in the day, and you can have that. But as is, alone, Torched is pretty good, and it probably highlights more of the storytelling aspect of Ryan Nicholson, which is something I think it's lost sometimes within just the graphic violence and the profanity and all that stuff. The man could tell a good story when he wanted to, and Torch tells a pretty good story. And like I said, if you're just here for the extreme, underground style gore and prosthetics, you get that too. So this one gets a 3.5 from me. It don't look the best, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's 2004 and it's indie. This also has on it, well, it says it's upscale, by the way, so that's to tell you what you need to know right there. It's got an interview with Ryan Nicholson. It's got like raw footage from when they were shooting it. Just let the reels roll, or the tape roll, or the button flip, whatever it is they use to film it on. That's in the extras, which it says over 5 hours of additional extras, and that's kind of like what you get, is just showing stuff like that. And like I said, it's good stuff. If you like Ryan Nicholson, I have liked his films for the most part since I started watching these underground horror movies. It's up there for one of the better ones. Probably not as good, in my opinion, as The Bleeding Lady or Gutter Balls, but it may be better than Live Feed. I have to go back and watch my review for that one and re-examine it. But Torched from Unearthed Films is good, and it's available now, so check it out.